Welcome to Rory's Wanderlust Travel podcast, where adventure meets the open road. I'm Rory, your guide to the world's most breathtaking destinations, hidden gems, and epic motorcycle journeys. In episode 1, I explained my reason to the start of my full-time travel journey. Today's episode, I will be covering my time during COVID and how I managed during the difficult time in a foreign country and how I passed the time. So let's dive in. The train pulled into the station, everyone including me stumbling to get their bag and debarked the train. It was late at night and I had to figure out how to get to the hotel I was staying at. I saw a line for a taxi, so I jumped into one and we were off. I had written down the address of the hotel I was staying at and handed it to the gentleman in the taxi, and he nodded and we were off. It was another world. It was nothing like Bangkok. There were temples. As we were driving, I saw a lit up elephant, and at the moment, I thought it was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. It was just so beautiful. To this day, thinking about it gives me the warm fuzzies. As I returned to Chiang Mai many times since this day, I still love the feeling that it gives. Certainly is the land of the smiles. We drove down the many alleys that could only really fit one car and maybe a motorbike at the same time. It was just so mysterious looking at night. He dropped me off at the hotel I booked online called XOXO. From the outside, I had no idea what I was getting myself into. At the time, I had no idea where to book and needed something cheap for the first 2 weeks as I came with limited funds. So for 2 weeks, it cost me $15 a night. Now you're probably thinking, what could $15 a night get you? Really? In Chiang Mai, I had a nice room with AC and a fridge. It was very basic but very efficient. I really need to provide some history about Chiang Mai and the city before we continue on, as it is important to my story. Today, after more than 700 years of growth and expansion, the physical, historical, and cultural uniqueness of the city is still very evident. The moats, the walls, the gates, the 40 ancient temples within the city walls themselves, and hundreds more outside, together with the marketplaces, the different communities of diverse ethnic groups and cultures. Over the different historical periods and in modern time, the wall, adjacent moat, and several large gates have been rebuilt and refurbished, in parts with modern bricks. The ancient sites, monuments, and Buddhist temples have been restored and refurbished so that they could function as a living heritage that continues to serve its surrounding communities in many traditional ways. Today, through the congestion by modern urbanization and overwhelmed by exuberant modern activities, Chiang Mai's historical sites and monuments are well safeguarded and serve as the host for many cultural events and festive celebrations. From lantern lighting during Loi Kron and the water fights at Songkran, and the flower festivals and the regular live music and cultural activities throughout the year. Pad Thai Gate, located on the east side of the city wall, is the most famous of all. Historically, it was the main gate through which monks, traders, and diplomats went to enter Chiang Mai. As the busiest and the most bustling place in Chiang Mai, the areas surrounding the Pad Thai Gate have always been popular choice for tourist accommodations and festivals. There are a lot of hotels and guest houses within walking distance from the gate, ranging from budget backpacker style dorms to the well-known luxury 5-star resorts. Other attractions close to the gate include the boxing stadium, bars, restaurants, cafes, and the night bazaar. Sunday evening is the busiest time here because the Pad Thai Gate is the starting point of the extremely popular Chiang Mai Sunday Night Market Walking Street, which is also known as Taipei Walking Street. Chang Phuc Gate, sometimes called the North Gate, is on the north side of the old city. In the daytime, the area is an ordinary street full of shops, a lot of backpacker hostels, restaurants, and also several big ancient temples. It's at nighttime through that the place really comes alive. Chang Phuc Gate is the most famous for its night market, which opens every day in the evening from 5 p.m. till midnight, located right opposite of the gate. The market is extremely lively at night, with the locals and tourists enjoying the dinner and midnight supper. Many tourists come to this spot to take pictures against the wall and also with many annoying pigeons everywhere. People will pay to have someone take their picture with them with these pigeons, but I would just suggest you just ask your buddy to take a picture for you, then it'll be free. Another popular attraction of Chiang Mai Gate is the Jazz Bar, also known as the North Gate Jazz Co-op. With only a few places to listen to jazz in Chiang Mai, this small building just outside of the old city often gets packed with good reason. The live acts are always electronic, pulling in regular crowds of expats and locals, and plenty of visitors to the ramshackle yet charming place. I really like going and drinking beer and listening to the very talented local talent. Chiang Mai Gate, sometimes called the South Gate, is on the south end of the old city. Nothing really touristy here except for the markets. If you come as early as 6 a.m., you can see some monks making their morning alms around and collecting food at the neighborhood markets. The monks will get up early, walk around, asking for donations from food to money. You can give an offering or not. That is totally up to you. As I settled into the hotel, I was really hungry. I decided to go out and find some food. The city gets busier at night and the smells change at night. There's also so much spice and aroma in the air. You can literally smell the chilies floating in the air. Sometimes the smell will tickle your nose and burn and make you sneeze because it's just so powerful. I ended up going to a stall along the street and getting some pad thai and sitting on the curb and having my meal. I wandered around and prayed I would not get lost. If you need anything in Asia, just hit up the local 7-Eleven. You go grocery shopping there. It is sometimes cheaper than the grocery stores. You must try the ham and cheese toasties because these are iconic to 7-Eleven. They're also the best eaten at any time of the day. I would spend the next 10 days wandering the streets and getting used to the touristy areas and the heat. This is when COVID began to become an issue. In these 10 days, Thailand was threatening to lock down. They would become the second country to lock down and shut the airports. No flights in or out for 8 months. I knew I needed a real place to ride the lockdown out, so I found a place on Airbnb. To be honest, I was not sure where to live, so I found a place and it was terrible. I lasted a week. It was located in a 24-story building and it looked nice from the outside. It was close to my mall and a grocery store. During lockdown, only pharmacies and a few grocery stores would be open. Let me tell you about this place. I walked in, the bathtub was in my living room, and it was small, but it also had a kitchen. I was like, maybe I could do this. The first time I could hear people having sex pretty much all night long. Above me, below me, and both sides of me. And you can also hear people having full conversations in Thai. I lasted a week here, and I thought I would pay for more to have better place. So I moved. My next place was very nice. I had a rooftop pool, a gym. I could do lockdown here. I did do lockdown here, but I found outlets to help. I had no friends here in Thailand, and there was really no one in my building. I was one of 3 people living in this big building, and I was very lonely. I would add people to Facebook that were local tourists like me. Someone told me about a motorbike group. Yes, you heard me, a motorbike group. Seriously, like a biker group that's like uses motorbikes as a gang. Never ever did I think I would be part of a motorbike gang. The first thing I had to do was I had to get myself a bike. On one of the days I could leave, I walked to the motorbike shop and rented a bike for a month. It was very cheap back in the day. I paid like 1,500 baht a month. Nowadays, it's like 5,000 baht a month to rent a bike. The only challenge was within this group, they posted coordinates and they would meet up outside the city. The only challenge was to get outside of the city with no issues because it was lockdown. You're not supposed to leave your home, but people did anyways. I was very lucky and I never had an issue. These rides were a lifesaver in my mental health. I met some of the coolest people, even locals, on these rides. We would ride all day and sometimes end up lost in the jungles. Even one time we were even shot at. I think we come upon a marijuana grove, and that's why we were shot at. Even today, I'm still friends with many of these people. Many have not left Chiang Mai. I'm currently back in Chiang Mai doing this episode. I wanted to see if I could still still felt what I felt when I first came here. The rush, the excitement, the newness. To be honest, I do not. I will get into that, which I will cover in another episode in the future. In our next episode, we'll be in Albania, where I get in a motorcycle accident. I am staying amongst the locals and being the only foreigner.